All right, I guess I'll take it unless you really want to, Shinmi.
No, go for it.
All right. Welcome to the Anything Goes Hokkaido audio and video podcast. We are having another Zoom interview because it is special coronavirus times, social distancing, and all that jazz. And today we have a special guest, Mr. Aaron Kemp of the Birdwatching Cafe, and so many other amazing things. But I'm Delana Miyazaki, one of the hosts. We also have my co-host, the amazing
Shinya! Woo! Nothing special.
Yes, you are special. And we'll find out what special things you have in store if you feel like sharing with our audience or not.
Or some Aussie slang. This
Jump right into it. Leave me out. Go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so both of you are from Australia, that's right?
Yeah, but I've been here so long that
Right.
I don't know, it's kind of when I go back, I'm like, what are you talking about? Because there's some new slang and stuff that I haven't heard. And so someone says something and I'm just like, what? But so recently there's been some
Sorry, one second. I'm hearing some kind of knocking sound. Are you hitting your
that would be me.
Okay, because that's going to show up in everything.
I know. All right, I'll try and be quiet. So, there's been some COVID-related slang coming out of Australia.
Right.
Do you have some examples?
Maybe I know, maybe I don't know, but since Corona has started, I've been in Japan, so same as you. I don't know.
I can't remember what's one of them.
Corona slang? Corona slang,
yeah.
Corona Aussie slang.
It's not
Aussie
racist,
slang.
is it?
No, it's not racist. It's like, how they shorten everything.
Ah, right. Yeah. It's like, what do they say? Quasi or something. They say quasi for coronavirus as a nickname.
Yeah, Covey or something.
Covey, Sani. Hand sanitizer is Sani. Something like that. ISO.
Isolation. ISO, that's
ISO,
the one.
ISO.
Yeah, everyone's in ISO. So ISO. Australians like to do this to shorten everything.
Yeah.
Including names. Yep. So I guess Shinya, you'd be Shiza? Shiza?
I didn't have a nickname, actually. It's just more like Shin.
Shin, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is a nickname,
yeah. So I would be Azza.
True.
Yeah.
But Z doesn't work, doesn't it? You just put like a Z or an X maybe. For example, I have a friend named Nathan, but we call him Nathax.
Nathax.
Yeah, X or a Z as a nickname.
Yeah, I don't know. I think yours would be Shinny.
Yeah, that's true.
Shinny.
Yep.
All right. What would mine be?
Des.
I could do that. I have an aversion to the nickname Dell. It's always sounded like a really old grandmother name to me. So it's the one nickname I refuse to accept.
Okay, but it would definitely be Des in Australia.
Des would work. Yeah. All right. So, Aaron, you've been here so long. Have you been here longer than me?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I keep on forgetting how long I've been here. So, 15 years, maybe.
I still win. I'm actually celebrating my Japaniversary, my 20th Japaniversary.
The 20th?
Next week.
Okay, yes. You've been,
so by the time this airs, it'll be right about that time. So, yay! 20 years. Not quite half of my life.
Yeah.
The realization coming out of your face.
Yeah. It's there. Okay, so Aaron, we really wanted to have you on the show because you're doing a lot of cool things here in Hokkaido. Let's start with the one that I first got to know you with. Maybe not entirely accurate, but the thing that sticks out in my mind the most is the Birdwatching Cafe in Chitose, which you are one of the founding members, business people. Yeah, anyway, you guys started this cafe. How long ago?
it's our 6th year this year.
All right.
Yeah.
And what is the Birdwatching Cafe?
Yeah, so like it's a family cafe, family business. My wife's father is quite a famous photographer in Japan and overseas, mainly with birds. That's his thing, taking photos of birds. And he's been living in Hokkaido for a long time, and bird watching here is amazing. So he always had this idea of doing something where people could see the birds, and we found this perfect location where this structure, this building it's right onto the forest. And so, we created this idea of, people can come and watch birds. There's another building next to which is like a permanent bird hide. So photographers can go and sit there and take photos without glass. So they've got netting and the camouflage, and they stick their lens through. So it's all set up for these photographers to come and take photos.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Shinya, have you heard of the Birdwatching Cafe?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you are missing out. So I've been there a couple times, I think at least once. And it's, that bird hide, is that what you call it?
Yeah, the bird hide.
It's really cool. Like, you can completely observe birds in their natural habitat without them being aware of you. Have your super big lens cameras there. And then if you're inside the cafe, you can just enjoy it through the windows. And also the food is pretty badass, as I recall.
Thank you.
But so it's out there in Chitose, a little bit on the outskirts, perhaps.
Yeah, so if you're heading towards Shikotsuko Lake, it's that main road from Chitose to the lake. And it's just as you leave kind of Chitose and you're heading kind of into the forest. It's on the left there. It's, I guess, about 5 minutes from the center of Chitose.
Yeah, it's really easy to find if you just put it in Google Maps.
Yeah.
Birdwatching Cafe. And you also have a gallery there of your...
Yeah, again, so the full name of the place is the Birdwatching Cafe and Tadashi Shimada Nature Photo Gallery. So there's kind of two names, but it's kind of just naturally kind of taken over as it's the Birdwatching Cafe. Yeah. So he's got his gallery there, and he rotates all his work, and different kind of birds is shot in different areas of the world. And kind of once a year we have like a competition for the for the people that are taking photographs at the cafe.
Okay.
People enter and it's judged, and they get to have their photographs on the wall for a little while, a month or so. Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. I'm sure that would appeal to a lot of photographers, and I've met a lot of nature photographers on my work with the Have Fun in Hokkaido program at the airport, especially the last one we did before COVID took over. We were watching the red-crowned cranes in eastern Hokkaido. And,
yep.
Yeah, interviewed a number of people, and also became friends with a quite renowned French photographer who used to make regular trips to Japan and Hokkaido to film things, and also safari trips and such. But when do you usually have this photography contest? Is it the same time of year every year?
Yeah, it's the same time of year. Actually, I think it's kind of happening now. It's been a little different this year because it's
of the situation and everything.
The situation, yeah. So I'm not actually exactly sure what's happening, but yeah, I think it's around this time. So kind of you have a time period for entering the photographs that you want, and then the chosen, I think it goes up in September or something. So
right, very cool.
Yeah. But it's interesting. So the last couple of years we also had a section judged by, so you would tag it in the Instagram. So tagging the contest 2019 photo contest, and and so there would be a section judged by how many likes your photo got.
Yeah.
The problem is that, you know, being Japan, cute always wins.
Right.
And so we have this, I guess it's what we call our mascot. It's this little bird, it's called the Shimaenaga. And it's a long-tailed tit, yeah. And it's about this big, and it's fluffy, and it's white, and it's very cute. And so I think last year when we had the Instagram part of it judged, is, well, all the top ones were photos of that bird.
Yeah.
It is super cute.
It is super cute, and you know, it's interesting because you know, I think people come and see the birds, but there's a lot of work behind actually attracting the birds to the area. And so in the case of that bird, like, they're very shy, and it's really rare that you can just see them close up. That doesn't happen. But what happened is, like Tadashi, Mr. Shimada, he noticed that there were some kind of out, just a little bit further out, and so gradually, step by step, he'd leave some feed and gradually brought them closer to the cafe. And then, so the first year there were some, and then the next year there were more, and then so each year they keep on coming back.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, especially during winter. Winter's the time when you see the birds, because there's no food, you know, snow, so we feed the birds. So that's the time when you can see the birds all close up. Now in summer is it's a little bit harder because there's the food out in the forest. So people come, and you know, there's squirrels and stuff, but and birds. I mean, the photographers, they'll sit there from morning to close time.
Right.
So, you know, the casual observer, they come in and they go, oh, there's no birds.
And then they just go.
Yeah, but, you know, the people sitting there, even in summertime, they capture some actually kind of really rare birds because they're just watching all the time. And in the case during winter, because of that bird, and everyone wants to take a photo of it, and there's only 10 spots in the bird hide, so we'd have people like lining up from 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Wow.
Or just, there'd be a note board, and you'd go and you'd write your name in the morning, early in the morning, and you know, first 10 people. So yeah.
Is there a time limit on how long they could stay there?
Well, that's the thing. I think, you know, if it was me coming from business side of things, yeah. But her father wanted it to be, you know, obviously as a professional birdwatcher, he knows that it's not something you can do for a couple of hours. You know, he's used to sitting out there hours and hours and hours on end. So he understands that that's the real kind of, as if you're that kind of photographer, that's what it kind of takes. So he wanted to give them that experience. So Yeah, there's.
So do you charge a special fee for that experience?
There's
'Cause
no.
It sounds like something you could or should be doing.
There's no special fee. No. It's just how
Wow.
it's set up. So.
Well, I think then people, if you are bird watchers, you should get on that because, yeah, if it was me, I'd definitely be thinking more how to make the business.
Well,
yeah, like that sounds
well,
like a
the
really
thing-
special thing. So.
Sure. And you know, for a long time, I kind of argued for, like, on the business side of things about kind of charging or whatever, but it's actually free advertising because every one of those photographers, I mean, they're amateur or they're semi-pros or whatever, you know, they're good. They've got gear. I mean, they've got the big $10,000 lenses and stuff.
Right.
So they take good photos, and you know, a lot of them have got huge followings on Instagram or whatever, and they tag us. So you know, if you go to Instagram and you search the bird watching cafe, like it's just birds, you know. So so that's kind of free advertising.
Right.
True.
And to kind of have that kind of reach with, well, you know, photography and Instagram and business, like, and having them to do it without doing anything, just tagging you, and it's good, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I still feel like you could maybe combine both down the line, but since you mentioned Instagram, I'm going to share the Instagram Birdwatching Cafe hashtag feed because it looks really cool. So let's get that on. Can you guys see?
Oh yes, I can see. So yeah.
So what
At
is
the
this we're
moment-
looking at? It's super cute.
So yeah, look. So that's our
It's ice cream?
The ice cream, yeah. And
Yeah.
this is our mascot. This is the bird. This is the
Long-tailed
tit, which is so popular. So my wife came up with this concept to make this character from ice cream.
That's cool.
It's
yeah.
so cool, but I don't know how you get that perfectly bird-bodied shape from
Oh,
soft-serve ice cream.
It's the ice cream. No. There's a special nozzle
Okay.
that is, you know, the normal ones is kind of very kind of thin. This is a really fat nozzle, so it comes out like a blob.
Okay. But it's so cute. Okay, and now we've got some of the birds actually here.
Yeah. So you see
This
they're
is the
all-
one. This is the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. This is so yeah.
They are
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah, they're very
Okay,
cute.
and here's some of the cafe's food, yeah? So I feel like your menu has a lot of Australian influence.
That's definitely that one on the left. There's some that aren't. I think you're doing the hashtag, and obviously some
yeah.
tagged
Some are
with
maybe not.
the
So let's,
wrong thing. So that
Let's
food
go
is
and
not
find
ours.
your actual page. Bird watching cafe. This one here?
Yeah, that's it.
This is fun. Okay,
That's
So-
not it. No, that's not it.
this is not it.
No.
Okay, wrong Instagram. Oh, I must have hit the wrong thing. Try one more
I
time.
don't know how that happened. I thought
I thought I had it too,
Yeah.
but I guess it hit the next one. Let's try again.
Mm.
There we go. Bird watching cafe.
Mm.
People, if you see here, this is
Yes.
the Anything Goes logo right here on our Instagram. Okay, so, oh wow. These are some birds I haven't really seen.
Yeah. So there's just some of the summer birds that come, and some of them are quite rare. And there's a pond there as well where they come and have baths and drink and
Oh,
stuff.
really?
So
A pond or a bird
yeah,
bath?
a little bird bath. Yeah, bird
Okay.
pond, a natural kind of pond. that's been
Squirrels,
made.
as you said.
Yeah, lots of squirrels.
I love that pronunciation. I've never heard it before.
Oh, how do you pronounce it?
Squirrels. Squirrels.
Squirrels.
Yeah, and it is really hard to teach that pronunciation to students.
Squirrels.
Squirrels. Squirrels is actually like how it's
Squirrels.
spelled. It's so cute. I'm gonna switch to that maybe. So, okay, here's some of the... okay, very cool. Some of your staff and... Okay, this is like a lunchbox?
Yeah, that's... obviously, we're doing some takeaway now, so...
Yeah, and here is one by Tadashi Shimada. This very cute long-tailed tip.
So close.
Yes.
Very, very close up. Jeez.
Very, very, very big lens.
Yeah, for sure. Tip jar, nice.
Yeah, that was for the Australian bushfires. Yeah, I think we raised like something like 150,000 yen.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
crazy.
And this blue and yellow bird, is this actually taken at the bird watching cafe?
Let me see. I don't think that's taken. That's a kingfisher.
Yeah.
Let me have a look here. I have a feeling that's one of Tadashi Shimada's photographs.
Yes, maybe.
No. I have no idea.
Anyway, just everybody, please check out the Bird Watching Cafe Instagram page. Be sure to follow them. And my best memory of the cafe is going to a Christmas party that you invited my family to some years ago.
Oh, yes.
And you had said it was fancy dress. Well, in American English, that means dressing up fancy, like formal wear. And so I actually toned it down. I didn't put on like my long black evening gown. Would have probably fit in better if I had, because you were dressed up like a zombie apocalypse samurai.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Crazy thing.
I went to the like secondhand store and like grabbed random things and
so apparently fancy dress to you Aussies is more like Halloween style costumes.
It's more like just wear whatever you want.
Yeah, fancy dress, like it was just kind of was it? I can't remember fancy dress.
But I do remember feeling like this was a very interesting situation, because you had a whole family, at least 4 people that were dressed up as Where's Waldo.
That's right. Yep.
Where's Wally in Japanese. And it was really cool, but we had a wonderful time. And you also played violin, like Christmas carols, with one of your violin students.
That's right. And no, you joined. I
joined on the violin for a bit, and then nobody was singing the carols, and you really seemed to have your heart set on people singing. So I put the violin down and started singing the carols. And then I also played one of my original songs on my guitar there.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, and
you played a couple of songs, I think. Didn't you?
Maybe I did. Yeah. And then one of your guests, who I met for the first time, who is out in Chitose and does like DJ production.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
John. Yes, John Sims.
Yep.
Yeah, he posted a video clip and got quite a lot of likes and such. It was really nice. But yeah, some good memories out there. So I haven't been to the cafe, obviously, in quite a while. But I would love to visit soon. So speaking of the music thing, what you got going on back there behind you, Aaron?
Oh yeah, so my room is full of keyboards and music gear, and turntables and.
Are you a keyboardist?
Crap. I can play the keyboards a little bit, but no, I buy like a vintage analog synthesizers and other gear, and I repair it and I sell it overseas. So I've been doing it for 10 years, I guess. Yeah, maybe even longer.
Is there a good amount of vintage synthesizers available here?
There's a ton here, because in the 70s, like that was like the was a big growth of the Japanese kind of companies and brands. Like so, there was Korg, Roland, and Yamaha, and they were just making awesome gear during the 70s. Like much better than what was going out anywhere in the world. So they had this huge period where they were making all these synthesizers and gear, these three companies. And this is kind of before I mean, at the time, analog was the only thing. There was no digital, so it's all analog. It's just what they used. But in the 80s, that fell out of favor, and so and 90s as well. And then with like electronic music and techno and stuff, all this analog stuff started to come back into fashion, and you know, they sold tons of the stuff in Japan, and Japanese being how they are, most of it got played and then locked away somewhere and left for 20 years. So there's just a ton of gear out there that looks really nice and very good condition, and so it's getting a little scarcer now. But yeah, it's still good. It's kind of my hobby at the moment.
Side project kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of pocket money, and this whole COVID thing has just stopped that. So
right, people don't have the funds to spend on. Well, so much,
for a while, because you know, they shut down the whole international
service,
you know, like because I was going through Japan Post, and so cargo goes on passenger planes. They use the empty space in passenger planes. So you know, suddenly it went to zero. You know, there was no planes coming in and out of Japan. So there was a time back when Japan just went no. When was that? March, I think.
Yeah, back in March, I think.
And they had a whole backlog of stuff that was still waiting to go out, which was not getting on planes. I had 20 customers waiting for the gear that got there in July. So it was very messy, and I kind of just went, I'll just stop this until things get better. So I'm slowly doing a little bit now again. Things have improved a little, except America. America is just there's
don't have to repeat it again.
So if somebody in Japan wanted to get something like that repaired, would they be able to send it, assuming the post is going all right and such?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a website or a way for people to contact you about this kind of thing?
Yeah, I've got a Facebook page for it. I don't tend to do many kind of repairs for people, but I mean, you know, if someone approaches me in Japan, it's always possible.
So what is this Facebook page called?
I think it's called Abertronics. Abertronix. Yeah. Did you get that?
Abertronics.
Abertronics.
Yes, I found it, and I will perhaps share that briefly.
Yeah.
Okay, so people, Abertronics here. Please, if you are into the vintage thing, go and like it, like I am right now on Facebook. Abertronix. And I saw that the man we were just talking about was also John Sims, likes your page. So you can find that guy there. Alright, anyway, Shinya, you and Aaron definitely have more than just Australia to talk about. Aaron, you've got a number of tattoos. I can see one of them peeking out on your arm there.
do. Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah. I've become more and more covered, and I'm getting some. You'd like this one. Where's this one? I've got a. How to get this angle right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's upside down. It's kangaroo. It's the boxing kangaroo. Yeah.
Now, how many of those have you done to yourself?
So all my arms, except for this one, which I did when I was about 20, professional. Someone else's done.
Okay.
The ones on my legs, on my thighs, I've done myself.
Wow.
When did you start doing tattoos on yourself, or?
I don't know. It's about two years ago, I guess.
Oh, that recent? Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. I just kind of thought, I'll have a try.
Let's have a go.
And so I it's a very closed kind of community, the tattoo artists. It's the industry is very closed. Usually the way to start tattooing is by being an apprentice to an artist, and they will teach you everything. It's quite difficult to find information even on the web about tattooing. It's something artists don't really want to share.
Yep.
I think they use the excuse, or maybe it's valid, is that it's a safety issue, like because there's blood involved. It's the way you
not in Japan anyway.
Yeah.
In Japan.
In Japan.
Yeah, in Japan it's meant to be like you have to be some sort of doctor to be a tattoo artist.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to be a doctor, which just doesn't make much sense at all. But I mean, there's still
many tattoo artists out there that are sort of hiding in a way, and it's not very strict. It's not too strict.
There's loopholes, I think, and I think if the police want to target someone, they will, but mainly they get left alone.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty strange rule. So.
Yeah, that was really mind-baffling when it came out. Even for me, who has no tattoos at this point in time.
Shinya, you got some tattoos?
Yes. Well.
Yes. Oh, you got that one. So that's
right.
Yeah. Nice.
So I got this done in Tokyo, and the tattoo artist's father was also a tattoo artist, especially for Yakuza.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he's doing tattoo art as well, and like his place is not advertised at all. Of course, on internet is advertised, but like if you go to his studio, nothing is advertised out the front. It looks like somebody's apartment.
Yeah.
And you just go in, and inside is like full of course, posters and art and stuff like that. So his place is not very advertised outside, but on social media you can find stuff from him.
So how did you find your tattoo artist, Shinya, initially?
Yeah, online as well. I didn't really want to go to some tattoo artist, like, where there's like a shop outside and it's like glowing tattoo sign or whatever. It's like kind of dodgy.
Yeah.
So I did some research online, contacted him, and met up, and that was it. So nothing too special. Pretty easy.
Are tattoos quite expensive here in Japan?
A bit more expensive, I think.
I think they're a little bit more expensive than I think, I don't know, for me, once you start, you kind of, the first tattoo is always the hardest. You're thinking, you're thinking so hard, what should I get? So my first tattoo, I think, because I started again about 5 years ago, and so at that time, what should I get? And I couldn't decide, and I ended up just going, this one. And which is this one here, which is a kind of classic, kind of old school tattoo. But it's awesome. I love it now. But after that, it's like, oh yeah, let's get this.
Another one, then another one. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, you know. So I've got an artist coming up here this month to Hokkaido from Tokyo, and she's gonna do a couple of tattoos on me.
Nice.
Because I haven't really found anyone I like in Hokkaido. So.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a call out to our listeners and people who are in Hokkaido. If you know any good tattoo artists, because this is a recurring theme on our show, please.
I mean, some of my friends got tattoos in Hokkaido, in Sapporo, and it's not too bad. Like, what they got was pretty good. So
yeah.
Just as a service to our listeners, because it's anything goes Hokkaido. Of course, we know Tokyo has anything and everything and the best of everything, but we still want to support our local artists, whatever they may be into. So if you happen to be a local tattoo artist, let us know. We'd love to at least be connected. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You're gonna host your own tattoo artist for
that's right.
a bit. That's cool.
for a weekend. But yeah, so one thing about tattoos in Japan, I'm sure you've and maybe you've already discussed this, is but it's something that just drives me crazy, is you know, the rules in certain places concerning tattoos, exposed skin, onsens.
Yeah.
You know, before, when I only had a few small ones, it was okay. You kind of let it slide. But as I got more and more, I get pulled up on it all the time, and you know, and I always make a scene, because if you don't, because I think the rules should change. Like, I think it's outdated. I think you've got a lot of foreigners coming and they want to experience onsen, and a lot of them have tattoos. So, you know, it's a really outdated rule, and if you don't make a noise about it, you know, even if it's just the person working there, if you get angry at them, yeah, it's not nice for them, but they're going to tell someone else. So, you know, so every time it happens to me, I know it's not nice,
right,
but I always complain, because I think it's just a crappy rule.
Right. It's getting easy. I think it's getting a bit more lenient now, because they plan to have the Olympics this year, so they plan for a lot more foreigners to come over. So if you go to, I guess, international hotels or places where lots of foreigners go, then it's usually all right. But for me, some local areas are much better to go to, and then of course I have quite a big tattoo on my back, so this one is a problem as well for me. So I just say to people, if you like the onsen, just don't get a tattoo.
That is the number one reason I haven't gotten one.
But then again, there are tattoo-friendly places, and there's quite a lot, even in Hokkaido. So every time I find one, I make a note, and you know, I know, okay, that place is okay. And it was a really funny experience. Where was the place? Chitose? I don't know. Somewhere kind of, where was it? Like in Mikasa, Iwamizawa area. It was like a little local onsen, and I think my wife found it after we were kicked out of another one. And we went there, and like, my kids are really, they know. So as we're walking into the bath, like, my oldest is standing in front of me going, you know, trying to hide it. And then right dead bang in front of us, there's a guy with a full back, you know, Yakuza type tattoo, traditional Japanese, full back. And he just looked at it and went, oh, it's okay. so
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there are places out there. So
for sure. I mean, we've heard about a lot of places. So I don't want to add more work to my plate or anybody's, but maybe we could try and get a list of tattoo-friendly onsens going on our Facebook page or somewhere that's convenient, easy for people to access.
There is a site I found. It is one of the tattoo studios in Sapporo that they've made a tattoo-friendly map.
Onsen list map, yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
onsen list.
Maybe you can link that to us later, and we can try and put that up into the episode.
Yeah,
that would be useful information. Okay, Aaron. So, how long have you been in Hokkaido? Roundabout, since you said you couldn't recall.
It would be 7 years, I guess. 7.
And
6, 7.
What do you love about it?
So I because I think I'm Australian, I love that kind of openness to it, you know, the nature and stuff, and I think it just reminds me of home.
Where in Australia are you from?
Down south, Adelaide.
Adelaide, okay.
Yeah. How about you, Shinya? Where are you?
I'm far north Queensland, Cairns.
Oh, Cairns! Oh, wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Complete opposites, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering about the winter. Of course, this kind of Hokkaido winter we don't have in Australia. So
yeah. You know. So before we moved here, I wanted to move here straight away. We'd been up a couple of times, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to live up here. And my wife's going, no way, no way. It's too cold, because she grew up here until she was about 10 or something. So she didn't say, she didn't want to. Then the whole Fukushima thing happened, and we're kind of not far from there. Kind of Saitama. I mean, it's 100 kilometers, only 100 kilometers, 150. So it kind of just gave us thought. It was like, oh, she's like, maybe we should move up there. Maybe it'll be good for the kids. So we moved up, and going back to winter, I think the first couple of years, the first 3 years, it was great.
Enjoying
it. Awesome. It was just like, yeah, wow, this is cool. Snow, oh my god, snow. Now it's like,
oh shit. I don't want to get out of my bed.
Yeah, it's like winter is coming, and there's a kind of, there's two lives, I think. There's like the life you have when it's snowing, and the life you have when it's not snowing, and the kind of preparations you do and stuff. And so you know, I don't mind it still. I think you know, it's really beautiful and whatever, but it's hard work sometimes. Snow.
Yeah, it really can be.
What is it? What's going to be my 4th winter season this year?
Yeah.
And I'm escaping to Tokyo, so there you go. Three winter seasons, and then now it's like, no more, no thank you.
Yeah.
Gonna be my 20th.
Yeah. Wow, your 20th. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I keep thinking, if I had managed to learn to ski or do any kind of winter outdoor activities besides shoveling snow, I think winter would pass by so much quicker. But I'm clumsy, and I play instruments, and I'm afraid of breaking my wrists. Mainly I just don't want to go by myself. So I'm serious. Like if somebody's a ski instructor and they want to like invite me to go out, or just is good at teaching, I've had lessons. I actually successfully skied down a mountain last winter, but I'm not confident to go by myself. So that would be something I'd be keen to do.
You just have to go with your kids. So, just
my oldest is actually really good at skiing, he says. No.
He can teach you, no?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But my youngest, I don't think he's quite versed yet. He's only had one season, and they didn't really get to practice skiing properly this last winter because of
Just do what I did. They just sent me down the mountain and just go and fend for myself, you know. And then that's the fastest way to learn.
It's just a matter I don't want to go by myself. I'm more social. Aaron, I do recall seeing on your Instagram lots of pictures of motorcycles.
Oh yes, yeah, it's my one big love, I guess. my biggest. Love motorcycles. Yeah.
Wow.
I definitely want to get one someday because I grew up on the back of my dad's Harley. I even rode on the front of his Harley when I was too small to hang on to the back. Very early memories for me. And yeah, I absolutely think Hokkaido must be incredible for touring and such. Of course, the season's short.
Yeah, the season, I mean, the season is what? I start as soon as the snow is melted. I mean, it's still really cold, but I bought this, it's like a sleeping bag. It's this thick, full body thing, and I wear that, and I'm warm as toast, and I can start riding really early. But from March to November, I guess. So it's
wow,
pretty
you really
long.
March is very early, actually.
Yeah, that's early.
As soon as the snow melts, I'm out there. Actually, I remember going. It was right on that time, and we were going from Shikotsuko and Toya across to Noboribetsu, and there's a pass there. There's no snow on the ground. I was riding up, and I think there was a car as well with my wife and stuff and kids, and right at the top of the pass was still ice and snow.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh Jesus, what do I do? Should I turn around or go through? So I got my wife to drive and see how far it was. And she's like, oh, it's only like 500 meters. So I kind of and I was on my Harley, so it's this big heavy bike, and it's a little bit
How many
dodgy.
bikes do you have?
I got three bikes at the moment.
Wow.
The Harley, and I've got a tourer, like a CB 1300, and I've also got a little race bike, which is like a mini moto, which is really fun. It's I take it out. There's a go-kart track in Namporo, and there's bikes can go on it as well, and so I go there, and it's really cheap. It's like 1,000 yen for 3 hours, 2,000 yen, and it's really nice that I can be crazy on there and not on the road. So yeah, it's fun.
That's really cool.
Well, I have to go to that go-kart track.
Yeah, it sounds like fun to me too.
Yeah.
It's at Nopporo. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good. It's for go-karting as well. It's really good. I think they've got carts for hire there as well. And it's really cheap compared to some other places around because it's run by the city.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a city facility, so it's very reasonable.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those traditional entertainment things, like bowling, or if you go to round one, it can be quite expensive.
Oh yeah.
And movies, also are really expensive compared to the US, unless you're talking like New York or LA prices, which are crazy anyway. But yeah, that's nice to hear. There's some cheaper options. Things that are run by their local government or cities tend to be subsidized, or in a lot of cases. Other things you might check out if you're coming to Hokkaido would be park golf, which is something that started here in Hokkaido and is quite taken off. It's a lot like croquet, but it's like miniature golf versus croquet, like big fat balls, big fat clubs. It's got some pretty easy rules, so anybody from very young age to very elderly can enjoy it.
Except it's mostly the elderly, isn't it?
Mostly the elderly. They're trying to get young people to do it. I was thinking it would be something fun to do with my father-in-law and the kids one day, maybe. I narrated a whole video for the town that initially started this park golf thing last year, so I know a little bit about it. In other news, I just narrated for JR Trains again last week and updated their line with all kinds of tiny little towns on the local train. So
They're moving this. They're moving something.
No, it's just a lot of the really local stops up to now didn't have English announcements.
Okay.
All right.
And now I think, especially down like the Hakodate line area through Toya and Tomakomai, you can hear my voice now on even the local trains announcing the next stop is Kita Pipu. Pipu. Yeah, places I've never heard of. But so that's good. They are continuing, even despite current circumstances, to be foreigner friendly and expand. So that's always good news.
Nice.
Yes. Do we have any other news, Shinya or Aaron, for our listeners?
Just one thing. So I brought a present.
Present?
Oh, he's got Vegemite.
Vegemite. So Delena, what is Vegemite?
Vegemite is the devil's spawn. Actually, I'm just, that's rumored. I've never tried it. I think I received some tins of Marmite from a friend.
Okay.
To pass on to somebody else. He's like, "Oh, you should keep one." And I was like, "No, that's okay." It like gohan desu yo texture and stuff. Kind of, I'm not into that.
Similar.
And so I feel it's similar. Maybe.
Sorry. Yeah.
You live downtown.
I mean, Marmite is, I guess, similar to Vegemite, but the texture is different.
Okay.
Vegemite is made from, what is it? Leftover hops from
it's a yeast
hops and yeast extract.
Okay. I'll try it. I mean, I will try anything.
I mean, I have crackers. I have Vegemite. So.
Invent like the virtual taste testing app or something for that?
Yeah, I mean, I love Vegemite. Like, I can eat Vegemite on its own, like off the knife, you know. So.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I can't do that. No.
Oh really?
No, I'm one of those. I can have it on like bread with butter, and like I just slightly.
Yeah. Usually, butters. When you have toast, butter is necessary.
Yeah.
I usually do like a 50-50, half-half.
Okay. Well, the next opportunity to maybe record at the share house or something, then
you can try it, but you definitely don't like it. It's very, very salty.
Well, I do like salty things. So.
Strong flavor, and people would see inside and think, "Oh, that's like Nutella," you know? It's like, and just eat it by itself, and that's like.
That's like thinking that wasabi is avocado paste.
Yeah. So it's only like a little bit on the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're very sparse with it, it's not bad. Like,
that's the best you can say about Vegemite. If you're very sparse,
I probably
with
put
it,
like this much. That's not like a lot, just a little bit on the top. So it's really, really good, and it smells quite strong too.
I've smelled it before, so I would try it on a dare. And there are things here that took me a while to try, despite my try anything attitude, like the tachi, which is basically fish testicles. Looks like brains, but it's actually a soft roe, and it tastes amazing. It's one of my favorite foods now. Or like, the salmon roe, ikura, fish eggs.
It's a bit more
I had tried sujiko first, like at an izakaya or something.
Okay.
And that was a bit challenging for me because it's just salty and fishy and very stringy, like exact stuff around it. But yeah, properly like seasoned salmon roe is really good.
How about shiokara? Do you like shiokara?
I don't like it, but I have eaten it.
So that one is, what is it, squid?
It's basically squid guts.
Oh,
guts.
Yes. I can't do it.
I avoided it for a long time.
First time I was at a sushi place and he's trying to, try this, and he served that. And I remember eating and going, I can taste the sea,
Yes.
as in there was a kind of crunch to it of like sand and crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh,
not enjoyable at all.
I had the same exact reaction to sea urchin the first few years that I would try it, maybe like at New Year's sushi or things. And I was like, it's like licking the bottom of the ocean. However, if you try really fresh, like otaru or like Eastern Hokkaido, then it can be really amazing, and I love it now. But it is one of those foods that we say like atare hazure, which is like hit or miss.
Right.
And it's very easy
You
to
like
get.
it or you don't, yeah.
Well, no, it's like
Yeah.
either that particular
Place.
sea urchin or place or timing, the freshness.
So you
It
can
really
have
it's hit or miss if you're gonna get like really tasty or not. I mean, if you go and get it like straight out of the ocean, like I did with the airport show last summer, we went to Rishiri, Reibun, which is famous for sea urchin. If you get it and open it up there yourself, then it's of course quite good. I didn't have any bad while I was there, but by the time it gets like more to mainland and gets a bit older, it can go off a bit. So, but Vegemite, all right.
Vegemite. Aaron, do you like natto?
Look, I've
You don't mind it, but you wouldn't eat it.
Well, you know, when I first came to Japan, it was one of those things. Again, I was all by myself in some apartment, gonna, going shopping was like, so grabbing stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, this is cheap. Oh, what is it? So it looks like some kind of beans or something. And yeah, I had no idea what it was, no idea, and I was just like, God, what is this crap? And yeah, I didn't even know it was natto. I was just like, oh my God, I can't eat this. I don't know. But I've tried it over the years. My kids eat it all the time. I don't know.
It gets a bit better every year.
I can eat it, but there's something in my stomach doesn't like it. It just doesn't agree with me.
Yeah.
Something in my mouth doesn't like it.
Yeah, and it's that never.
Yeah,
like
the stringy, slimy.
What is that? The Japanese love their slimy shit.
They do. Toro, never.
Yeah, toro, never. All this, like really slimy stuff. And, it's like when my kids are eating, it's like everywhere. And it's,
gosh.
Yeah. I remember one of the first times eating it. It's just like on my mouth, and it's like stuck on the hashi chopsticks. And if I eat something else, it's like slimy because it's from the natto.
It follows you everywhere. You got these strings like spider webs coming off you, and I'm just like, when my kids are around, it's like, come near me.
Yeah, only my husband eats it in our house. I don't.
Your kids don't eat it?
No, they don't. They must take after me. I don't know why. I mean, they've been exposed to it their whole lives. But...
Why is that? Australia is famous for Vegemite, and I can eat that, and Japan is famous for natto, and I can eat that too. So,
well, there are a number of foreigners that actually like natto, and it's supposedly super healthy. It is super cheap. I have tried a number of times. I can eat it. I've even enjoyed it on rare occasion, depending on how it's prepared. Like natto chahan was the first time I ever had it.
Right.
Lots of butter, onions, bacon, 1 pack of natto chopped finely into a huge pan of rice. I liked it. I actually came home and tried to make it for my husband, and he, who is a natto lover, couldn't stand the smell of it being cooked.
All right.
And so that's like, okay, well, we're not going to have that dish, which would be the one way I would eat it. And
just have it better. Just have it separate. Just make the chahan and then just...
I don't love it enough to bother to make it, like if he liked it, great, that would be fine. But he eats it not almost every day, and almost every day that he eats it, I come home and go, who has stinky feet? Natto never enters my mind. It is just ingrained in my olfactory senses that is the smell of stinky feet. And then I look at the table and I see there's like this little plastic thing left over, or the top of it, the styrofoam.
The thing I don't like, stinky, like, okay, it's a bit stinky, but I think it tastes alright. But it's when Japanese people think, for example, lamb is smelly, and lots of Japanese people don't enjoy lamb because of the smell, and then they go back to natto, and it's like, oh yeah, natto's fine, like it's not smelly or stinky at all. But when it goes to lamb, just that
different kind of stink,
different kind of smell that just puts them off. So
sure, I mean, it's all under what you're used to.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I can't eat anything except raw onions because they really hate me. But natto. But I could definitely eat the Vegemite. Whether I like it or not is another thing. Well, we will try it. next time down the road.
Yeah. So I, like you, I brought back for my friends little jars of Vegemite and gave them out to everyone. Most everyone just went, what the hell is this? But there was one friend who just loved it, and she would like make drinks out, like hot drinks and stuff, and soups.
No.
And
That's
like,
going too far.
And she ran out.
Not even Australian people do that.
yeah. She used the jar, I think, in like 2 weeks or something. And she's like, do you have more? And I'm like, I had some of my own. And like, actually, yeah, probably not going to eat it. Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think they sell in some international stores. For example, Caldi. I bought this from Caldi actually in Sapporo. I'm not sure if they sell much anymore, because when I went there, it was the last jar. And they're probably not going to order more Vegemite because they don't sell very well. Yeah, so who knows. But do you miss anything else from Australia?
Oh,
Pies.
Pies, yeah, good pies.
Steak and mushroom pies or something like that.
Yeah. Mangoes.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
I'm from
miss those
Cairns.
from
I'm from
Yeah,
Cairns,
you know,
and mangoes,
yeah,
pineapples, bananas, really
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah, so yeah, my parents moved up to Brisbane, so they've been there 20 years. So every time we go back there, you know, mangoes, these big mangoes, and you know, you buy them by the tray.
Yep.
Yeah. And
You don't ever buy them from Costco by the tray?
I don't know.
It's expensive.
They're actually quite reasonable.
Okay.
But I don't buy them because I'm allergic to the mango sap.
All
I can
right.
eat mango, but I either have to wear gloves and make sure none of it touches my skin while peeling, or I break out in like poison ivy like rashes. But if somebody else will peel it for me and cut it, then it's totally cool.
So they got trays of. So where's it from though? It's from like I think I've seen them. They're kind of the smaller.
It's probably from South America or something like that.
It depends on the season,
or
I think.
Philippines. Or, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah.
But, you know, the fresh mangoes, they look to be a decent size, not like humongous, gigantic ones, which I think everything in Australia is probably like that. But I'm from Florida, and I think they look decent. So anyway. We are approaching more than an hour on this lovely interview, and want to just maybe keep slight consistency in our actually anything goes. So Aaron, thank you so much for this chat.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Please, people, check out the Birdwatching Cafe on Instagram. Anywhere else that they should be looking besides your Abertronics page on Facebook if they're into vintage synthesizer repair?
No, I've got an eBay shop, but you know, it's the cafe is the main thing. I think that's what interests most people. We're open all week except Tuesday. Tuesday is a holiday, so.
Oh, so that was lucky for us in the freeway.
10 to 5.
Okay, 10 to 5.
Anyone who travels up to Hokkaido, and then they can just go there first before going to Sapporo.
Yeah.
Rented
a car.
It's a good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Drop by the Birdwatching Cafe on your way into Sapporo City and enjoy their delicious, cute, long-tailed tit ice cream. I'm just enjoying some tit. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
and
thank you for inviting me on.
Thanks a lot.
Really enjoyed
been wanting to get
both.
you on for quite a while. For our new listeners or people watching, of course, you can reach us at anythinggoeshokkaido@gmail.com and the same name on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we will be broadcasting this YouTube as well, and Facebook. Facebook seems to be our better traction, so we'll be there mainly. But y'all, we'd love to hear from you. I'm Delina. I'm Delina Miyazaki at Instagram and Twitter, and Delina Live on all the other handles. And yeah, you are Shinsta_grams on Instagram. And this has been another episode of Anything Goes Hokkaido. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
As always, thank you so much to everyone who makes these episodes possible. We really hope to be providing a good service to the people in Hokkaido and farther afield to show you what this wonderful island is all about. Please check out our Patreon page and our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and, be cool. Catch you later and have a wonderful day from Anything Goes Hokkaido. Shitake!